I've been recently playing the game Myth, which, if you haven't heard about it, is kind of a Descent, except it is not Descent. You do run a class, so I'll go over the classes. But one difference is you have a deck of cards, and each class has their own different deck of cards. So what's in a fighter deck is not going to be the same what's in a rogue deck. And you have 5 cards in your hand, and it isn't that I go, you go, then this player goes. It could be I can go again, then you can go, then I can go, then this player can go, then you go. Then it's what order the players want to go in, and playing the cards tell them what they do. Like you can do this type of attack or this type of attack this turn. You get some extra movement or some special little thing you can do. After so many of those actions, the bad guys trigger, and there isn't like an overlord running the bad guys. They got artificial intelligence. They have a way that they're going to attack and move and stuff like that. And the players control those due to the AI, what it states for these. And then when that's done, the players go back to their turn. And it can go back and forth like that between bad guys and good guys. But when all the players pass, you go to kind of a cleanup phase, you get new cards in your hand, and it starts over. Pretty neat little game. The 2.0 rules really, really do help. So if you haven't tried it, the 2.0 rules is the way to go. And they're online to look at it. So what I decided to do was I decided to paint the models for this game. So that's what I'm going to show you. So let's just start with the classes. There's 5. So you can play they say 2 to 5 players. So the first one is the Acolyte, which is like the cleric. So in the models for these were started off all gray. So I painted them up. So this is what... Hopefully it'll start focusing in here. There we go. So this is my painted up Acolyte. And you can see paint on my fingers. I've been working on some models here. And he's like the cleric. And I did base them, and they have like a stone floor, but I didn't like that. So I just kind of went with a flocking. It's kind of like some dirt and grass there. So that's the Acolyte, the cleric. The next class is the Apprentice, which is kind of like a sorcerer or wizard. And I decided to go with the red skin like they show there. One thing I didn't do was the pattern they show here, because I was like, oh, if I mess up, that is just going to be too hard to fix. So there is the Apprentice, and I did the flocking all the same on all the models, including bad guys, kind of keep it consistent. Then the next class would be the Archer, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's an archer, shoots ranged weapons, does special things with its bow. And so here's the Archer. And it does kind of look like they tried to get the model close to what the picture shows there. The next class is the Brigand, which is like a rogue. And this is the Brigand. And what I decided with the rat here was that they show like some red around here. And I decided, you know what, this guy works in the shadows and tries to hide in the shadows. So I went really drab kind of colors to kind of help with that look. And the final player character class is the Soldier, which is the fighter, or it's kind of like a barbarian because it works with rages. So here is this guy. So those are the player classes and their models. Oops, went to that picture there. There we go. Painted up. So then you go to the bad guys. The only one I didn't paint was the Undead Guy. And this is the Undead Guy, and you can see the color that these models start out as. And he just didn't quite fit with the bad guys I've got. He's kind of like... the other ones are like insects and like orc or goblin types, and this guy just didn't seem to fit. So I haven't painted him yet, but you can see, you know, this is how they start that gray, and then you paint them. All right, so I'm gonna put this bad guy over here. The first ones I'm gonna go through are the Orcs, and they kind of live underground, so I kind of kept them a little dirty. So there's 3 different types of these little orcs. So their pants are kind of dirty looking, their shoes, their clothing, their weapons, kind of tarnished, and you know, they don't worry about cleaning up, taking baths or anything like that. So I kind of kept them, you can see how tarnished that looks, that, you know, they don't care about that. They're just out there to fight. And then there's the one with the club and the shield. And there's 5 of each of these. So there's 5 of this type of model, 5 of this one, and this guy with the little headband thing going on there. Let me see if I can bring it up a little closer. There we go. So yeah, so their clothing looks a little dirty. Their stuff's not as, you know, not as taken care of. The leather here, the weapon's kind of tarnished looking. It's not shiny because they're not worried about cleaning up that stuff. So again, you get 3 of each. So there's that. And then, 3 of each. 5 of each. Said 3 of each. 5 of each type. So that's 15 models. But if you do an assembly line, it goes pretty quick. Like, I just worked on these, got them done. Then I worked on these, and then I worked on those. And it goes pretty quick. Then you go to their leader. And this is why I did not paint this one, because there's no undead with the base set, and he comes in there. But there, you get 2 of these, and so this would be their leader. Roar. And again, he doesn't worry about cleaning up. I mean, his clothes look pretty dirty here. This furry stuff looks pretty dirty. His horns up here are dirty. He's not worried about taking a bath or anything. He just wants to get out there and fight some stuff. So you get 2 of those. So here's the other one. Same model. They even got a hole in the knee there. So that's the big bad evil guy for them, their boss, the kind of the boss monster, but it's not the big boss. I'll get to him. And that's the insects. Now, of course, they don't call them insects per se. They are insects, but they got a name. But they live underground, so I figured they're going to kind of want to be, they're going to be kind of dirty too, but they want to go earth colors. So there's 2 types. There's this one, which is the melee type, and you see he's kind of dirty and just kind of brownish color. Because they live underground, and they have like a poisonous bite. So I'll just stick that one over there. And I can't remember how, I think you get like about 9 of these guys of the melee. The other one is this one, which has some green up here and is shorter arms. These are the ranged ones, and these spit poison at range. And again, they're dirty, and you know, because they live underground and in dirt, so they're not going to be perfectly clean. And I didn't want to go brightly colored with them. I could have, but I didn't. I decided, you know what, they live underground, they come out and do what they need to do and get done. And I think you get 5 of those. Their equivalent to this are these scorpions here. So again, kind of dirty looking. I want kind of a 2-tone here, between Pincher's legs and this being one color and then the body being another. So you get 2 of those. Same model. And then this is called the Beast with 1,000 Eyes, and this is the boss of the insects, but this is the big boss model. And so it is this guy here. And again, I figured he lives underground. He's going to be kind of dirty. And I kind of want to keep consistency between what these guys are and this one. So he's got the 2 colors too. Well, they also have 2 colors. Like the claws are one color, and then the chitin is a different color. And so this is the Beast with 1,000 Eyes. And this is the big, bad, evil guy in the base set. Haven't faced him yet. Looks like he's pretty scary to his stat card and all that looks pretty scary. So I'll put him, we'll put him there. And so I'll put these out here. So what I'll do is, this way you can see how many models are in this game. Quickly get these out here. And then I'll kind of move the camera where we can see them a little better. So, oh man, there's a lot. I think I got 1 more to go. There it is. All right, so let's see. There we go. So this is all the models that come in the game. And again, this one is the one I did not paint. The 5 character classes, your insects, and then your orcs or goblin types. And so that's my painted models for this game. If you like this video or others that I've done, go ahead and subscribe and share it with other people. And as always, have a good game.